This is Okradowski of WeAreChange.org here in Phuket, Thailand, and apologies for the audio and lights in the previous video. I am literally in the alleyway of my hostel in this crazy town of Phuket, Thailand, where literally someone was murdered in front of our hostel just a day ago. If you want to find out more, follow me on my Snapchat and social media accounts down in the description below. But regardless of that fact, I wanted to take this moment to focus on something more important, and that is the deep state war happening right now within the Donald Trump administration. And of course, we are going to be talking about Michael Flynn. Michael Flynn has been in the news a lot lately. There's a lot of controversy, there's a lot of rumors, but in this video, we're going to break down exactly what's happening. Now, if you Googled Mike Flynn ever since he took office inside of Trump's administration, you could see an onslaught, a barrage of attacks against him by the U.S. mainstream media. But I do find it curious that with government insiders, establishment types like Ryan Priebus and Mike Pence, we have seen the mainstream media go very easy on them compared to the treatment of outsiders within Trump's administration. Now, if you Google Mike Pence on Google News, you could see just some of the first headlines that come up, and they are Pence molds the government in his own image. The radical crusade of Mike Pence. I mean, look at Reince Priebus. Reince Priebus. Republicans look to Reince Priebus. Hail to the chief of staff, Reince Priebus. Again, more biased manipulation from the U.S. mainstream media propping up the establishment types while attacking and vilifying the outsiders right now in Trump's administration. And that's done on purpose. But right now, it's important to understand Michael Flynn's position as national security advisor inside of the White House is actually up in the air. The White House is actually even refusing to say if Donald Trump supports Michael Flynn, and there's rumors that Trump and Bannon right now are weighing the decision to fire Michael Flynn over the latest Russian phone call scandals. Now, it's important to also understand that Ron Paul and this very news organizations, ever since Donald Trump got elected, were warning you about the influences of the deep state, individuals like Henry Kissinger, institutions like the Council on Foreign Relations, globalists who have had their tentacles and control over Washington, D.C. for a number of decades now. And we warned you that they may be taking advantage of Donald Trump and using him and taking him over to make sure that there's not any radical changes within the U.S. government that threaten their agenda. And we have seen Donald Trump capitulate on major issues. Now, when Michael Flynn was announced to be a part of Donald Trump's administration, we saw this as the best decision that Donald Trump has taken as president, and we laid out the information in front of you in this video, which will be available in the description below. And of course, many of you agreed with the fact after reviewing the information. I mean, Michael Flynn was fired by Barack Obama's administration when he made a hard line against radical Islamic terrorists and ISIS. He came out and talked about how the United States government willingly allowed the rise of ISIS because their main goal was to get rid of Bashar al-Assad and to topple his government inside of Syria. And we have seen evidence of that. We have seen arms, munitions, and support being provided by the U.S. government, arming radical Islamic terrorists, arming ISIS in order to get rid of Bashar al-Assad. So he was right on that whistleblowing moment that he had. But now we are seeing the deep state respond, and we are seeing Michael Flynn's top aide being rejected for security clearance within the U.S. government. We are seeing the NSA using this latest Russian scandal with Michael Flynn in order to withhold information from presidential briefings. The NSA is taking advantage of this situation. They're trying to manipulate Donald Trump to push Michael Flynn out and to fire him. They are withholding key valuable information that the U.S. president should know in order for this political push. And what we're seeing right now is ultimately a spy revolt against Donald Trump's administration and the outsiders within it. We have seen Donald Trump's administration previously fire Michael Flynn's son from their transition team because Michael Flynn tweeted about how he wanted further investigations into Pizzagate. The mainstream media picked this up, they vilified him, and Trump responded and capitulated to the mainstream media on this issue. So it would be interesting to see if he will respond to the deep state, capitulate to them, and allow them to have this victory against this insider who really wants to stop radical Islamic terrorists and ISIS and expose the fact how the US government was doing that before. Maybe that is the reason why he's being vilified and attacked the way he is right now. Let me know in the comment section below. And just to explain what happened here, supposedly Michael Flynn is in hot water because he had a phone call with a Russian ambassador when Donald Trump was elected but not yet inaugurated, and he supposedly did not or did talk about easing Russian sanctions against them over a phone call. Now, there's insider sources saying that he did talk about sanctions, which is against the law. There's some insider sources he did not talk about this. Some people say that there's a phone call transcript of the records, and of course, the Washington Post is going with their favorite line, U.S. officials said. So everything is still very gray on this matter, but as soon as the situation develops, especially now with the Russians denying it, we will be right on top of it, clarifying everything for you. And when anything breaks about this situation, you will hear it here first on youtube.com/wearechange. So stay tuned, subscribe, and don't forget this independent news organization is run and operated for you because it's financed by you on patreon.com/wearechange. And we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for your donations, your contribution. I wouldn't be busting my ass as much as I am right now if it wasn't for you guys pushing me and helping me run this independent media organization, which is extremely difficult to do in these partisan times with people either taking a very strong pro or anti-Donald Trump angle. We are here to provide you the truth because that matters more than anything else. We call it like we see it, and debate us in the comment section if we are wrong. Thank you again so much for watching. Stay tuned, subscribe. We're going to have the latest on this and a lot more here on youtube.com/wearechange.